The second program I'd like to mention to you is actually the MSc Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering and its partner program, MSc Offshore Renewable Energy. So this is a program where we actually focus on the kind of technologies you can see on the screen now. So this is the development and design of offshore wind, tidal energy, and wave energy. Now, why would you be interested in a program about this? Well, offshore renewable energy is considered to be essential in humanity's efforts to fight climate change by reducing carbon emissions from electricity generation. It is one of the really sort of big things that we have at the moment to help us decarbonize energy generation. So it's a really, really essential industry sort of in the in the world's fight to try and bring down carbon emissions. Because of its importance, that ties into job opportunities. So globally, it's been predicted that between 2017 and 2040, we're expecting £2.5 trillion of investment in the wind energy sector alone. Now, from a UK perspective, a review published 2 years ago now reported that the UK offshore wind industry is likely to increase its employment levels from 10,000 jobs at the moment to 36,000 jobs by, I think that was 2036. In the tidal stream and the wave energy industries, this is extracting energy from tides and from waves, we're expecting 4,000 UK jobs and 81,000 jobs by 2030. So both offshore wind and the smaller tidal and wave industries, again, likely to be very big employment opportunities for engineers in the next decade. And our program really is designed to sort of allow graduates to hit the ground running with project developers, engineers, and design consultants, certification agencies, and marine contractors. So we design the course with the emphasis of taking you out into employment and giving you the skills that you need to join these kind of institutions. So we do actually run two offshore renewable energy programs. The one that I'm talking to you today about is Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering. That's a program primarily designed for engineering graduates or those from a similar technical background who wish to focus on the design and realization of offshore renewable energy projects. I just will mention as we're talking about this that we also run another program, that's the Offshore Renewable Energy without the engineering, which is a broadening program designed for applicants with a wide range of backgrounds and a broad understanding of offshore renewable energy, and provide them with careers in project development, environmental consultancy, and industry development and regulation. So we've got very much our engineering focused program, our technical program here, and then our slightly broader program here, which covers other aspects of the industry. So as with our coastal engineering program, we've got a series of distinctive features. Again, one of them is the fact that the program gives you the opportunity to work with world-leading experts in offshore renewable energy. And Plymouth is an internationally recognized leader in this field. One of those our main leader in this area is Professor Deborah Greaves, who's also our head of school, and she's one of the country's foremost experts in offshore renewable energy. Her expertise spans over 2 decades. She's published over 180 papers on offshore renewable energy. And she's also the leader of something called the Supergen Offshore Renewable Energy Hub. This is a £9 million investment by UK government. And basically she's responsible for providing government, industry and research leadership for offshore renewable energy and trying to unite academics and industry to provide new technical solutions to offshore renewable energy. But again, just an example of the kind of person that we have at the university. As for the coastal engineering degree, the coastal laboratory is a distinctive feature of this program. So the coastal laboratory is world leading in terms of its ability to support the offshore renewable energy industry. What that means practically for you is that we have lots of industry leaders coming into the university, testing in our laboratory, but also interacting with your students. So it's a really useful feature for students. Not only do you get to work with us as academics, but you also get to meet and interact with the companies that are developing these concepts and these devices. As for the coastal engineering degree, you will undertake a substantial research project on the topic of your choosing with an academic supervisor, And again, you have the opportunity to do that within the Coast Laboratory. So we're pointing out that students often work with industry with these programs. So we have the ability to actually match you up with some of our industry partners, so you do your dissertations alongside industry experts. We also use state-of-the-art software, exactly like the coastal engineering program, so you'll be learning some of the software which industry is using. And the same as the coastal engineering program, you also have the option of taking a selection of modules, taking option modules. So in this case, we have 3 options for you to choose from. We have Advanced Naval Architecture, Modeling and Analytics for Data Science, which is actually one of the modules of the Data Science MSc you just heard about, and also Applied Marine Autonomy. So you can see here a picture of our autonomous marine vessel that we have access to for our teaching. Okay. Entry requirements for this program are that you need a 2-2 or above in engineering, mathematics, robotics, marine, computing, and physical science related subjects. In other words, you need to have a 2-2 in something that is mathematical, engineering, or science-based. Okay, and then very finally, the civil engineering program. The civil engineering, as I'm sure probably you're all aware of, is a massively important industry for the world. It is frankly one of the most important disciplines in terms of actually helping humanity advance. Our program allows you to do a lot of different things. So you enable you to develop knowledge at an advanced level in civil engineering principles, develop advanced level technical capabilities in structural analysis and the design aspects of civil engineering. We'll also learn about management and professional practice at an advanced level. As with the other 2 programs, you can carry out a substantial research project on a topic of your choice related to civil engineering. And you'll get to engage in the research that we have ongoing in our laboratory facilities, including our structures laboratories and again, the Coast Laboratory. Okay. So here's an example of one of the academics that feeds into the civil engineering MSc. So this is one of our associate professors, Dr. Boxam Kim, who's a structural engineer. And she's working at the moment to sort of champion sustainable construction. So what she's involved in at the moment is applying her skills and expertise in structural engineering to help people in the developing world better access housing. She's working to make it easier to recycle aggregates into concrete by addressing some of the barriers to its more widespread use. Through that process, she's hoping to make construction more environmentally friendly and hence contribute to carbon neutrality. And this would benefit rapidly developing countries in Southeast Asia in particular, which is where her work is currently focused. Again, a good example of some of the work that our academics are currently doing. As with the coastal engineering program, the civil engineering is accredited by the Institute of Civil Engineers. Just emphasize again, that means that an independent body that specializes in civil engineering has come to the university, reviewed what we're teaching, and given us the stamp of approval that the program that we will be delivering to you is of a high quality standard. Okay, and again, there's the individual modules. I won't go through those because, like I say, the actual details of each individual module is available on our websites. But just sort of emphasize again, you will be studying hydraulic engineering, structural engineering, advanced engineering analysis, that's an element of design work. You'll be doing some research methods and professional development, so actually understanding how we conduct engineering research. You'll be learning about project management and professional practice, and you'll also be carrying out this interdisciplinary design project. And this is where students from our MSc Civil Engineering and our MSc Coastal Engineering, and also our MEng programs, form groups of engineers and work on a real-world engineering problem. So a couple of years ago, they were looking at a complete redesign of various structures on an island that's just south of Plymouth. So it involved coastal engineers from our coastal engineering programs, civil engineers from our civil engineering programs. And it's a really sort of top-end module that we run at the end of the program that allows you to apply your skills into a real-world problem. Unlike the other 2 programs, you do need to have a civil engineering degree to join this MSc. So you do need to be a civil engineering graduate to be on the MSc Civil Engineering. And our requirements are that you need to have had a 2.2 or equivalent in civil engineering at BEng or a 2.1 at BSc. And again, like I say, if you don't quite understand what those individual grade boundaries are, we're very, very happy to help you work out what the equivalent is where you're based. Okay, I realize there's a lot of information, so I will stop sharing my screen now and welcome any questions. Or just a friendly chat, if not. Perhaps it'd be worth just finding out what programs you're actually interested in. So Dana, you mentioned MSc Civil Engineering. How about the other people on the call?
Yeah, actually, Dana's interested in the coastal engineering. Is that right, Dana?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. My thesis is about coastal engineering. I work on SMS program, surface water modeling system, with two models, STWave and ADICERT, which work on shallow water and intermediate water.
Yeah. That's very, very impressive. We don't cover those particular models, although one of the courseworks in my second semester module asks you to do a review of the kind of models that you're talking about there. So it sounds like you'd actually be a step ahead for that particular coursework. The software we tend to focus on is the spectral analysis software. The software that I was showing there was something called Delta 3D. And that's the software which allows you to do the sort of wave climate assessments, understanding how waves transform from deep water to shallow water conditions, and then how you can use those shallow water wave conditions to inform your design conditions for structures. But absolutely, the models you're talking about there would be really important for understanding how waves then interact in enclosed bodies of water. So it's definitely something which would be really handy to know about for certainly the second semester modules.
Yeah, the program is very important, but here I struggle a lot to have an information or to make sure that the result is accuracy, because we don't have a physical model to compare with the results.
That's really important, isn't it? So again, actually, I've just finished a lecture about this this morning. One of the big things that we emphasize on the modeling module is actually part of it is actually how to do the model and how to run the model. But a really big point of what I try and teach on that module is how do you work out if what you've got is correct. So a big part of it isn't actually running the model, but actually how you analyze the results and whether the results are telling you something correct or whether you can believe
or
them
not.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. It's so important. That is a big emphasis of what we try and get to. It's not just running the models, because software changes all the time. So I can teach you how to do Delta 3D at the moment, but in 3 or 4 years' time, that software will evolve. So it's not so much using the software, but actually understanding the fundamental
to analyze.
principles. Sorry.
So to analyze the results and to make sure this result is a trust or not a trust for construction.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah. So sir, can I ask you a question? I applied for a master MS Science in Civil Engineer, and I have a conditional offer. Can I change to coastal engineer the master or no? Just
there's no issue with changing. So if you have been offered the MSc Civil Engineering, then you will absolutely have the right qualifications for the MSc Coastal Engineering. I'm not sure who you'd have to contact to make that change. Does any David or Andrew know that?
Yeah, if you just contact our admissions team, I'll put the email up for you, Dana, to let you know. But yeah, if you just email our admissions team, they will make you an offer for both the coastal and the civil engineering. So you'll have both offers, and then it's up to you to choose which one you want to take.
I can't hear you well. Can you repeat, please? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I will email you. So you email our admissions team, and they will make you an offer for both the civil engineering and the coastal engineering. So you will have an offer for both programs, and then it's your decision as to which one you take. But I'll send you a message now with the email address that you need to contact.
Okay, thank you a lot.
Do you have any questions at all about the actual about the other content, or do you or about Plymouth at all?
For me, no. I appreciate your information and the session. I really appreciate that.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, if you do have any questions, please just email me. My email, I'll put it in the chat in a second, but I think it's also available on the program website. I'm always happy to talk about the different programs.
Thank you a lot.
I see some queries coming up in the chat, so I'll just open that up. So this is, how is the internship after MSc ORE course? Can I apply for MSc ORE? I am an engineer undergraduate in naval architecture. So absolutely, yes, you can apply for, but just to emphasize again, there's actually two offshore renewable energy MSCs. There's MSc Offshore Renewable Energy, and there's MSc Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering. Both programs are of great interest, so I just perhaps worth mentioning the difference between them. The MSc Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering is a program which focuses on the engineering aspects of offshore renewables. So we're very much focused on the technical details of how you go about designing a offshore floating wind farm, for example. Everything from understanding how the turbines work to understanding how you design a platform, how you design the farm, etc. So it's really focused on that engineering aspect. The MSc Offshore Renewable Energy, so without the engineering, is a broader program which covers a little bit about how the devices work, but also the policies behind the devices, the legal side, the economic side, the environmental impact side. So it gives you a broader view of the industry, not so focused on the technical engineering content. As an engineering graduate, you can apply for both programs or either program. Obviously, you can't study both programs at the same time, but you'd be a suitable candidate for either program. And certainly, if you're a graduate in naval architecture, then the Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering program, I think, would be very suitable for you. So that in fact, that has a naval architecture option module in it, and a working understanding of how you design things in the sea will put you very far ahead. Does that answer your question? What about the internship after the course? We don't actually offer a post-course internship, so it's a single one-year program. I don't know if you know any more about the visa situation on that, Dave. I think there has been some visa changes, hasn't there, in terms of allowing students to stay in the UK for a year afterwards, or am I missing something?
Ross might know better than me, but yeah, certainly there's a change back to having a 2-year post-study visa, which is called
it's the graduate route. So yes, so there's a new visa which allows, as Dave says, allows the students to stay for 2 years in the UK after graduation to look for work. You can do any job as part of that, but like I say, it's something that opened up this year for the first time for about 8 or 9 years, but it's something that graduates as from this year can now stay in the UK for 2 years after graduation. The university will help you. We have a international student advisory office, and they will help you with all the arrangements for that once you've graduated.
I think the idea is that generally the UK universities train talented people, and the UK benefits from wants to benefit from the talent at the end of it.
Yes.
Even if you return later home, we can welcome you into our employment for a few years at least.
If you are interested, our International Student Advisory Office is running a number of sessions, if you look on our website, about the graduate route and how students can apply for that. So we have some information on our website about that. And like I say, the university is running various sessions about how that will work, because it actually doesn't open until the 1st of July, because it's for graduates from this year. So we're just preparing at the moment for students to graduate and to be able to apply for it.